Should I buy a rental property with an HOA fee? That's today's video. Let's dive in. Hey there, I'm Clayton Morris, the president of Morris Invest, longtime real estate investor, and today we're going to talk about homeowners association, or HOA. Should you buy a rental property with an HOA attached to it? Well, first of all, what is a homeowners association? Well, it's simply that. It's an association, a group of people that are voted in to this office, and they basically will run an entire condo complex or a small, maybe gated community. It really depends. About grouping of townhomes. I lived in a single-family house in Florida that had a homeowners association. They controlled, what color the houses were painted. They controlled whether or not you could put up a basketball hoop in the street. They controlled whether or not you were able to hang flags. They controlled who mowed the lawns. All of that stuff usually is controlled by a homeowners association. And in a condo complex, they will be in charge of what color the outside of the building is. They'll be in charge of roof maintenance, those sorts of things on the outside of the property. So you'll often pay a certain percentage every month for your homeowners association dues. If you live in a condo complex, for instance, you might pay $300, $400, $500, even higher. I know people pay $700 a month or even higher for their homeowners association. And unfortunately, that doesn't do anything for your equity position. You're just giving money to an association that's painting the outside of your building, is probably having the lawn mowed, is probably maintaining the roof. But at the end of the day, that money is not going to serve you in any kind of equitable fashion. But if the numbers work, I still always come back to your ROI. And I have a whole series of videos. You can click right here and watch them after this video on return on investment and how you should figure your ROI. But again, that's eating into your ROI. But if the numbers are so great and you find such a kick-ass deal, then great. Who cares about the homeowners association? Then you can consider buying the property if your numbers still work out and you're still getting a great return on investment, even with that added fee with the homeowners association fee. So that's something to consider. Another downside of a homeowners association, though, is the fact that they can change the bylaws at any time. So, for instance, your condo complex may allow for you to buy a condo and rent it out. But what happens if they change their mind? And this happens all the time. So you are in trouble. Bottom line is, unless you probably have it rented before the bylaws were changed, and you might be grandfathered in, you are not going to, let's say that tenant moves out, and now you have to sign a new lease. They're not going to let you assign a new lease to a new tenant if they've changed the bylaws, which are now forbidding that condo from becoming a rental property place. At the end of the day, condo complexes and associations, they don't like to rent. They don't want people renting. It lowers the property value of their condo complex. So it's something to consider. If they change the bylaws, you could be in trouble. The fee is also pretty high. And here is the third problem with homeowners associations. It's the assessments. Now, this happened to me. I bought my very first property when I moved to Florida. It was a little one-bedroom condo that I bought, my first house that I bought on a golf course. And I was working in TV at the time in Orlando, Florida. And a great little place. It was built in the 1970s, and I kind of did some renovations on the inside and whatnot. But when I was living there, I moved in, and right after I moved in, I didn't know this at all, they did an assessment of the building. And suddenly every homeowner in the condo complex now had to pay for a total roof replacement. So I move in, and then 3 or 4 weeks later, I find out that they're doing an assessment, and I'm going to be on the hook for $2,500 to help redo the whole roof. Great. So I just got hit with this massive fee that I didn't even know about. And they can do that. So you might be plugging along just fine with a tenant in your property, and then the HOA might decide it's painting time. We're going to paint the outside of the building, and it's going to cost you $5,000 as the homeowner to do that. Well, maybe I didn't want to paint it just yet. Maybe it looks just fine to me. So HOAs, I always think that can be a little tricky. So you need to weigh it on a case-by-case basis. But again, if the numbers still work out in your favor and you've got a really great deal, then go for it. But again, you have to weigh it against all of these negatives with buying in a homeowners association. Those are my 2 cents on HOAs. I got bit pretty hard by one, so that's how I have these feelings about it. Please subscribe to our channel right here. Click the big red subscribe button and be a part of this great team. Every week we're publishing videos on how so you become a better real estate investor. That's what we want you to do, is go out there, take action, get off the couch, stop hanging around in internet forums, and actually take action. Buy your first rental property. That's the way you build legacy wealth. We'll see you back here in the next video, everyone.